Welcome to PGTV, where history breathes and the past speaks. Today, we journey into the shadows of time. These are not tales of triumph or glory. They are the echoes of suffering, cruelty, and unimaginable horror. Retold through the lens of AI, we resurrect the stories that history tried to bury. This is 20 of the most gruesome events in history. Viewer discretion is advised. Massacres and genocides. Number 1. The Holocaust, 1941 to 1945. The Nazi regime orchestrated the industrial-scale extermination of 6 million Jews, alongside Romani people, disabled individuals, and political dissidents. Victims were transported in cattle cars to concentration camps like Auschwitz, where gas chambers, forced labor, starvation, and medical experiments awaited them. The horror was systematic, bureaucratic, and chillingly efficient. Number 2. The Nanking Massacre, 1937. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Japanese troops invaded Nanking, China. Over 6 weeks, an estimated 300,000 civilians were murdered. Reports include mass rapes, beheadings, and families forced to commit atrocities against one another. Soldiers allegedly held contests to see who could kill the most people with swords. Number 3. Pol Pot's regime, year 1975-1979. The Khmer Rouge, under Pol Pot, sought to create an agrarian utopia in Cambodia. Intellectuals, professionals, and even people wearing glasses were targeted. Nearly 2 million people died from execution, starvation, and forced labor. The killing fields became a symbol of ideological extremism turned genocidal. Number 4. Rwandan Genocide, 1994. In just 100 days, extremist Hutu militias slaughtered over 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Victims were hacked with machetes, burned alive, and hunted in churches and schools. The international community largely failed to intervene, leaving behind a legacy of trauma and resilience. Number 5. Armenian Genocide, 1915 to 1923. The Ottoman Empire systematically exterminated 1.5 million Armenians through mass deportations, death marches, and executions. Survivors were forced into deserts without food or water. The event remains politically contentious, with some governments still refusing to officially recognize it as genocide. War and Rebellion, Number 6. World War II, 1939-1945. The deadliest conflict in human history claimed up to 85 million lives. Civilians were bombed, starved, and displaced. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki introduced nuclear horror. Entire cities were reduced to rubble, and the Holocaust unfolded in parallel. Number 7. Taiping Rebellion, 1852-1864. Chinese Civil War, led by a self-proclaimed brother of Jesus Christ, Hong Xiuquan, resulted in 20 to 30 million deaths. The rebellion turned into total war. No civilians, only combatants. Cities were razed, and starvation swept the countryside. Number 8. The African World War, 1999-82003, also known as the Second Congo War. This conflict involved 9 nations and dozens of militias. Over 5 million people died, mostly from disease and starvation. The war saw mass rape, child soldiers, and resource-driven violence that still destabilizes the region. Number 9. The 30 Years' War, 1618-1648. A religious war between Catholics and Protestants in Europe spiraled into a continent-wide catastrophe. Villages were burned, crops destroyed, and famine spread. Disease followed armies, and civilians were massacred. Some regions lost up to 50% of their population. Number 10. The 1971 Bangladesh Genocide. During Bangladesh's fight for independence, the Pakistani military launched Operation Searchlight. Up to 3 million people were killed, and hundreds of thousands of women were raped. Intellectuals were targeted, and mass graves still the landscape. Disasters and disease. Number 11. The Black Death, 134-71351. The bubonic plague swept through Europe, killing an estimated 25 to 50 million people. Victims developed black boils, fever, and died within days. Entire towns vanished. The dead were piled in mass graves, and society teetered on collapse. Number 12. Chernobyl disaster, 1986. A nuclear reactor exploded in Ukraine, releasing radioactive material across Europe. First responders died within days from radiation burns. Thousands developed cancer. The nearby city of Pripyat was evacuated and remains a ghost town. Number 13. Bhopal gas tragedy, 1984. A pesticide plant in India leaked methyl isocyanate gas, exposing over 500,000 people. Thousands died within hours, and many more suffered lifelong disabilities. The company responsible faced minimal consequences, and the site remains toxic. Number 14. Mount Vesuvius. Eruption, 79 AD. The Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were buried under volcanic ash. People were frozen in time, some clutching loved ones, others mid-scream. The eruption released toxic gases and molten rock, killing thousands instantly. Number 15. The Irish Potato Famine, 1845 to 1852. A potato blight devastated Ireland's main food source. Over 1 million died from starvation and disease. British policies worsened the crisis, and another million emigrated. Ireland's population still hasn't recovered. Psychological horror and human experiments. Number 16. Unit 731. 1930s-1945. Japan's secret military unit conducted lethal experiments on Chinese civilians. Victims were vivisected without anesthesia, infected with plague, and frozen alive. The unit's leaders were never prosecuted, and some were recruited by other governments. Post-war. Number 17. The Stanford Prison Experiment, 1971. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo simulated a prison with volunteers. Within days, guards became sadistic, and prisoners broke down emotionally. The experiment was halted early, revealing how quickly ordinary people can become cruel under authority. Number 18. Jonestown Massacre, 1978. Cult leader Jim Jones led over 900 followers to a remote jungle in Guyana. Under threat and manipulation, they drank cyanide-laced punch. Children were killed first. It remains the largest mass suicide in modern history. Number 19. Nutty Putty Cave Incident, 2009. John Edward Jones became trapped upside down in a narrow cave passage in Utah. Rescuers couldn't reach him, and he died after 28 hours. His body remains sealed in the cave, now permanently closed. Number 20. The Donner Party, 1846 to 1847. A group of pioneers became stranded in the Sierra Nevada during winter. With no food, they resorted to cannibalism. Diaries describe the horror of eating loved ones to survive. Only half of the group made it out alive. History is not just dates and names. It's the pain, the choices, the silence. We remember not to glorify, but to understand, to honor the lives lost, to ensure we never repeat these horrors. Thank you for watching PGTV. Subscribe for more stories that matter. Until next time, stay curious, stay human.